Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to speak to you guys about my insecurities, and this is based upon my ADHD and my autism. So I have found that I am very insecure about my ADHD and my autism. I don't know why. It's not something that I'm ashamed of. I'm just very insecure about some of the behaviours, some of the things that it makes me do and how it makes me different to other people. So yeah, I want to talk to you guys today about some of the insecurities I have personally about my ADHD and my autism. But first, if you can remember to smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will forever be grateful. So yeah, let's get on to the video. So I've got myself a Starbucks drink and I'm ready to talk to you guys about some of the things that make me super insecure. So yeah, let's go. So before I start, I want to just declare that this video is not in any way saying that being a neurodivergent, having ADHD, having autism is anything to be ashamed of. I'm just going to be talking to you guys about some of the behaviours and some of the things that come along with having ADHD and also being autistic. You know, it comes along with a lot of things that can make you feel very different to your peers, and today that's what I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm not talking to you about that I'm not saying I am ashamed, because definitely I am not. I am just very insecure about some of the behaviours that come along with being a neurodivergent, basically. Yeah. So one of the biggest things that I am aware that I do that others don't do and that others find kind of strange and weird is how I fidget and how I like move my hands, and like basically how I stim during conversations when I'm talking to people. I'm really self-conscious about that. I try to really suppress how much I fidget, how much I move, and I almost just like sit like this because I don't want any like extra attention drawn to me. It makes me feel super insecure, and I have become aware that people see it and they're like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh goodness. And it's something that I'm super self-conscious of. People that I spend my time with know that it's something that I can't help, and they are totally accepting of that. They don't make me feel like I can't do it, or you know, that I'm strange or weird. I'm not on about the people that know who I truly am. I'm on about like when you're out in public, you're talking to like potential like employers, you know, people that you don't know, maybe first dates and friends. Sometimes they just don't get it, and it can make you feel really strange when they're like, what are you doing? Or like they look at you in a weird way and you're just like, oh. It can really kind of make you feel really self-conscious, and that's the one thing as well that I just find really hard and that I'm super insecure about, is my fidgeting and like my stimming and just moving about during conversations like I'm doing now. So the next one for me is how fast and how much I talk. I'm really self-conscious about this because it's been said quite a few times, like, can you slow down, you're talking too fast. And now I'm very cautious of it. Like, so when I'm talking to people, I try my hardest to slow down and try to like pronounce my words fully, and I try my hardest to like just not talk fast, basically. Yeah. And I'm super aware that I can like gas on and keep talking and people are like, are you gonna shut up? Like, seriously, are you gonna shut up? Yeah, so I can like keep talking and just over talk. I guess it's because I'm super hyperverbal, so my hyperactivity from my ADHD definitely comes like out in hyperverbal. Like, I'm super impulsive when it comes to talking. I can overspeak people, interrupt, and it's just all types of communication like I'm very insecure about, because I know I can be very overpowering and overwhelming when I'm in a chatty mood or I feel comfortable. I can kind of just not stop talking, and I just worry that people think that I'm strange or like they just don't want to talk to me, and I just feel embarrassed for myself. So I have found myself kind of taking a step back in social kind of environments, and I just don't instigate a chat, or you know, if someone asks me a question, I'm very to the point, like, yeah, because I don't want to be embarrassing and I don't want to show anyone else up. You know, if I'm with my parents, I don't want to be like, over talking and embarrassing them. So yeah, that's something I'm super insecure about, is how I speak, as in like how fast I speak, how I interrupt, you know, when I over talk and when I just keep talking and don't shut up like I'm doing now. So yeah, that's another thing I'm super insecure about. So the next one kind of goes along with the speaking one too, but it's kind of everything about me, basically. Everything about my ADHD, to my autism, to my personality, you know, everything about me. I think I'm over, like, I'm very insecure that I'm too much and that I'm too in people's faces and I'm too, you know, I'm just too much, basically. I'm very, very insecure about, you know, being too much and people just not liking me because of how full on I can be. And that's something that it has been a struggle to overcome, and to accept that not everyone is going to judge me and not everyone is going to kind of dislike me because of how you know, full on I can be and how too much I can be. I've had to kind of be okay, and I've had to accept and do some work on accepting that not everyone is going to like me, and that's okay. It's taken a long time for me to accept that, and I still haven't fully accepted that because I just want everyone to like me. So I feel like I'm being too much, and I feel like my presence is too much. Even if I'm not doing anything, I feel like I'm just annoying people, and I just feel very insecure about, you know, just annoying people and just being too much and them just not liking me because I'm too full on. And that's something that I know isn't going to be the case all the time, and I understand that, you know, some of my behaviours can be too much, and you know, I totally am aware of that, and I think that's why it's one of my biggest insecurities, is because I know how full on I can be. So the next one is, this again is a big one for me, and it's something that I'm really physically embarrassed about, and how kind of, it's very physical, it's very kind of like appearance wise basically, but it's, yeah. So I pick my fingernails, I pick the skin around my fingers all of the time. I will like bite the skin until they are red, raw and bleeding, and I still won't stop then. It's like an anxiety mechanism that for some reason I've picked up over the past like 2 or 3 years. It's become a real issue. My fingers are so sore and I am so embarrassed about it. I am so embarrassed with how my fingers look. I'm not even going to show you because it's so embarrassing to me. You know, when I'm out and like I'm at, like buying something and the cashier, I don't like it. I'm so embarrassed of how ugly my fingers are and how like horrible and dry and rough they feel. It's really, really an insecure thing to me, and I try my hardest to not bite them, to not, you know, chew them or anything like that, but it just happens so naturally, and I don't even know I'm doing it because it's like an anxiety. It's how I deal with anxiety. I don't know why or how it's become what it is now, but that is what it is. I deal with anxiety that way. So I saved this one for last because it's quite a difficult one to explain, so I didn't want to like talk too much and make the video too long. So this one I know can be a quick, I can chat a little bit more. So basically this one is about how I am very insecure about how immature and how behind I am in life, to like compared to my peers. And I know there is no like timeline to when you should be doing this, like milestones, you know, I'm totally aware of that. But society itself has set so many unrealistic expectations, and the pressure that brings to somebody who is neurodivergent is absolutely through the roof. It's crazy, and it doesn't make you feel good. So when I'm with people that are around the same age as me, or even just a little bit younger, and I feel that they are way more successful, or, you know, they've achieved things that I haven't, it really, really makes me insecure, because I'm just like, what have I done? Like, what have I achieved? Who am I? Like, who is Molly? Like, what have you done? You know, there's people younger than you that have kids, that are in a healthy relationship, that, you know, own a house and they've got their own car. Like, yeah, it baffles me that I beat myself up over it, because I just want to be like everybody else. And you know, it's one of the biggest things for me is accepting, like I say, that not everyone's going to like me, but also I am not like everybody else. I do have differences. You know, I'm no less than anybody else, and, you know, I'm totally aware of that, but there's so many things in life that has literally been taken away from me, and the opportunities to do these things that I want to do have been taken away from me. You know, my need for like a routine and stuff like that. It just doesn't, nothing seems to fit around me, and I'm very, very insecure about how behind I am to people, like, you know, compared to people my age. It's something that I've had to learn to live with, because it's just one of those things. I can't help who I am. I can't help what I struggle with, you know, I can't. But one of the biggest things is feeling like I'm immature, you know. Some of my accommodations that I feel that I need in a friendship, in a workplace, in a relationship, I feel like I'm just being a spoiled brat, like I'm just overreacting, that I just want things my way, and it's not that at all. But in my head, I self-sabotage everything, and I convince myself that nobody will like me because I ask too much, that I need too much, I'm too clingy, I'm too much. And you know, it's just one of those things that I've had to learn to live with, is that I am behind people my age, and I feel like I am behind people that are my age. And yes, I probably haven't achieved as much as I could have if I didn't have ADHD and autism. But the thing is, I have to fight my own brain every single day just to clean my bedroom, just to brush my teeth. These things are not natural things for me. They are for neurotypicals, and that is absolutely great for them, like great. But for me, it's like a chore. Like, do I have to do it? Even though I need to do it, it's like, I don't want to do it. Do I really have to do it? But yeah, that's one of my biggest things. So I really hope that you have enjoyed today's video and taken something from it that you needed to know. Basically, that you aren't alone, and that, you know, your struggles are valid, and that you are not too much, and that you are worth it. You should never change to please anybody else, because you are you, and that is enough. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you next time, but remember to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!